I certainly thought it was very important to bring Secretary Kelly to the community, given the rhetoric that we've heard from President Trump, very concerning to me, especially some of the anti-Muslim comments that have been made by President Trump. So I invited Secretary Kelly to come here personally to have an opportunity to hear directly from the community. I give him credit for the fact that he agreed pretty readily that he wanted to come, was here, met with the community. That's an important first step, but I want to make sure that we are able to have a dialogue with those who are going to be making some decisions going forward. Well, I think the important thing in Yemen is that there needs to be a political solution. And that's true all over the world. Usually these things are not decided militarily. They're decided by people coming together and figuring out a political way to work together. I've been very concerned about indiscriminate bombing. We have very high civilian casualties as a result of bombing missions from the Saudi Arabians, and that's simply unacceptable. But we need to send a very strong signal to the Saudi Arabian military that civilian casualties, especially the level that we have seen, are simply unacceptable. And we don't want any part of that. Well, I support the refugee program. I also want to make sure that we keep our country safe. As a member of the Homeland Security Committee, national security is primary, and the #1 job of the federal government is to keep Americans safe. But we also have an obligation to help those who are fleeing terrorism, those who are fleeing violence through our refugee program. It is very difficult to come to the United States as a refugee. It's a very long screening process. It takes 18+ months. In fact, it's probably the most difficult way to come to the United States is through the refugee program. I believe it's central to our core values as Americans that those who are fleeing persecution and violence have a place to come as a refugee. And I think that it was wrong-headed, and it's not about protecting the safety of this country. It's really about politics. And the United States has been and should always be a welcoming nation to folks who want to come here legally and to immigrate or to travel here. It's what makes this country great. My mother is a naturalized citizen who came here, and it's a result of folks who want to come here to live the American dream and work hard. That is what has made our country great, and it's what's going to continue to make our country great. My mother came in from France, so my father met her during the Second World War. He was a soldier and met a beautiful French woman and married her and brought her back to the United States. But I like to think that my family really represents who we are as Americans. But my father, we can trace my roots on my father's side back to the American Revolutionary War. My ancestor was with General George Washington at Valley Forge as part of the Virginia unit there. And so I am the son of an immigrant, and I'm the son of a soldier in the American Revolutionary War, and that is who we are as Americans. And if we ever forget that, we will lose a core value of what has made this country great. My position has always been that we shouldn't have local authorities shouldn't have to enforce federal rules. We should focus our limited resources on those individuals who are a danger to us, and those are people who have committed crimes, people who have been engaged in illegal activities in the United States. That's where we should focus on deportations and focus on enforcement. The disaster in Flint as a result of state government actions that led to the poisoning of individuals there is an absolutely outrageous situation. I worked with my colleague, Senator Stabenow, to get federal money to help pull up some of those pipes, to replace them. I don't believe that it'll be fixed until we actually pull out those old pipes and put in new pipes. Well, it's a pleasure to represent the Arab American community here in the greater Detroit area. Part of our strength as the state of Michigan is the fact that we do have vibrant Muslim American, Arab American communities, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that the community flourishes and is successful.